All right, so this subject has been something I've been thinking about for a while. It's about like, is there one true God or whatever? And this panel was like, a little bit dull, but still, it's worth linking to. Some people will like it. There's something, everybody can find something they like on the internet or something. So, but like, if there's one true God, who made that God, right? And if there's many gods, who made those gods? Like who made who? Who made you? You know? Um, it's a very interesting meditation to do where I learned it from Robert Anton Wilson, one of his books, where you lay down and you sort of like go into a just relaxed state and you imagine who your parents are, who your grandparents are, who they're, like you, whatever you know about your family tree, just keep going back and going back and going back. And at some point, you devolve into some sort of imagination experiment, right? Because you don't know. Because like me, the guy talking to you, has obviously some ancestry from like 1,000 years ago, right? You know, um, what were they like? Who were they? What religion did they have? What god did they worship, or did they? And what we have now these days is these debates like, this religion versus that religion, and people seem to want to kill each other over it. And I don't know if it was like that back then. Um, we know that the Romans hated Christians so much that they fed them to lions and then took over their religion, and that's what we have Catholicism from. And then we know that Martin Luther sort of rebelled against that, and started the Protestant movement. So that's kind of like Christianity as I know it and grew up in. But what was it like before either of those? You know, what was the Christianity that pissed off the Romans so much? Uh, I think it was because they couldn't control them. That's what I think. They had a system of gods. We know that much, and the whole that kind of thing, the Greco-Roman Empire and all that. I think, yeah, they had that. And then Christianity became that Orthodox stuff that people believe in. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Orthodox Christians around where I live. They happen to be Russian. Nice people. Um, when I talk to them, I don't know what they really believe or anything, but I don't really go to church or nothing. But I have a suspicion that sometime, like I would say in the not too distant past, I'm being relative with that term. Let's say medieval times, because that's the times that we don't know much about. They call it the Dark Ages. That was a time of like erasing the real like connection to the planet and maybe even goddess worship or something like that, or at least that kind of stuff being involved. And that's what was taken from us. Like the meme, don't forget what they took from you, and they show something from the 80s or something. It's a joke, I have a suspicion that that's what happened. And Christianity has been like completely like co-opted and bastardized, and I mean, there's nothing worse than hanging out at a Christian church, like a church camp when I was a kid. It was so hypocritical. I can't begin to tell you. So, they don't follow the rules. They don't do anything like that. And then they like guilt people, and it's just, yeah, it's awful. So I wonder if like that period of time, if we could get something like, like what were the Celts like? You know what I mean? Uh, what really were the Norse people like? that's kind of like what I think about. So, uh, if you put me on that panel, I would have said stuff like that.